That tiny teaser just exposed more secrets than an entire season ever could. And if you missed the hidden clues, you might be completely wrong about who season 5 is really about. The moment that tiny teaser dropped, everything changed. One short glimpse, a few seconds of music, and suddenly the entire future of Bridgerton feels different. Because this is not just another season announcement. This is the beginning of a brand new love story, a possible heartbreak, and maybe even the most unexpected lead choice the show has ever made. And if you thought season 4 left us speechless, season 5 might completely divide the ton. Now let's talk about what that teaser really revealed, because there is more hidden in those few seconds than most people realize. First of all, Netflix officially confirmed that filming for season 5 begins in March 2026. That alone tells us something very important. When Bridgerton starts production, they usually spend months filming, followed by nearly a year in post-production. Looking at the timeline of previous seasons, filming typically wraps toward the end of the year. If season 5 follows the same pattern, production could finish around December 2026, and that would realistically place the premiere date somewhere between mid and late 2027. Yes, that sounds far away, but if there's one thing we know about Bridgerton, it's that they take their time to make every detail perfect. But here's where it gets interesting. The teaser didn't focus clearly on just one sibling. Instead, it felt intentionally mysterious, and that mystery is not accidental. When Netflix renewed the show for seasons 5 and 6, they confirmed that Eloise and Francesca would both get their stories. What they did not confirm is whose love story comes first. And that silence is starting to feel very loud. If season 5 truly belongs to Eloise, then the tone of the series is about to shift in a major way. Eloise has never been the typical romantic heroine. She questions society, she mocks marriage traditions, and she has always feared losing her independence. In season 4, we already saw a softer version of her. She started understanding that marriage does not automatically mean imprisonment. She even began to accept herself in ways she never did before. That character growth feels intentional, almost like preparation. And if the writers are building her toward romance, then season 5 could finally explore her emotional vulnerability in a way we have never seen before. But what if it is Francesca instead? Season 4 left her story in a fragile place. After losing John and forming a deep connection with Michaela, Francesca's heart was left completely exposed. Michaela walking away without warning was not just dramatic, it felt unfinished. And Bridgerton rarely leaves emotional arcs unresolved unless they are planning something bigger. A love story between Francesca and Michaela would push the boundaries of the ton in ways we have never experienced before. Same-sex romance is still taboo in this universe, and that tension alone could make season 5 the boldest chapter yet. The teaser music itself felt slightly darker, more mature, almost like a promise that the next story will carry heavier emotional stakes. That is not random. Bridgerton always uses music to set the tone long before we see the full story. And if the soundtrack is hinting at something deeper, then we might be preparing for a season that focuses less on glittering balls and more on emotional consequences. And then there's the casting announcement that hasn't happened yet. The showrunner confirmed that the leads will be officially revealed when filming begins. That means the moment March arrives, we will finally know whose love story takes center stage. And the fact that they're holding that reveal so tightly suggests that the decision itself could shock fans. Because imagine this, what if season 5 doesn't follow the expected book order at all? What if the writers decide to surprise everyone and change the sequence entirely? They have already made significant changes from the novels before. They moved storylines, reimagined characters, and reshaped relationships. So who's to say they won't do it again? One small teaser, one confirmed filming date, and suddenly every theory feels possible. Is Eloise finally ready to fall in love? Is Francesca's story about to break the rules of the ton? Or is there a twist waiting that no one sees coming? Because if Bridgerton has proven anything, it's that just when we think we know the plan, they rewrite it completely. And the real question is, Are we about to witness the most controversial season yet?
Now let's dig deeper into the biggest question that teaser left behind. Who is actually leading season 5? If we look at character development alone, Eloise feels dangerously close to her turning point. For 4 seasons, she has been the most vocal critic of marriage in the entire Bridgerton family. She rolled her eyes at debutantes, mocked society's expectations, and swore she would never be trapped in a loveless match. But season 4 quietly changed something inside her. She wasn't as loud, she wasn't as dismissive. Instead, she seemed thoughtful, almost curious. And that shift is not random. Bridgerton always prepares its next lead 1 season in advance. We saw it with Anthony. We saw it with Colin. The groundwork is laid subtly before the spotlight officially moves. So if Eloise is next, the writers have already started building her emotional foundation. Her heartbreak with Theo showed us she is capable of deep love. The problem was never romance itself. The problem was fear. Fear of losing her voice. Fear of becoming invisible. Fear of choosing wrong. Now, imagine a season where Eloise must confront those fears directly. In the books, her story connects her to Sir Philip Crane after Marina's death. They begin writing letters. Their relationship grows through words before it ever becomes physical. And honestly, that concept fits the show version of Eloise perfectly. She values intellect. She values conversation. She falls in love with minds before faces. A slow-burn romance built on letters could feel intimate, mature, and completely different from the high-drama courtships we're used to. But here is the complication. In the show, Marina's story was already emotionally heavy. Her marriage to Philip was not romantic, it was practical. And if season 5 follows that path, they must handle it carefully. Marina's death would not just be a plot device, it would change the tone of the series. It would make the world of Bridgerton feel more real, more painful, and less fairy tale perfect. And what if they choose not to follow the books at all? There is still a chance the writers create a completely new love interest for Eloise, someone unexpected, someone who challenges her ideas about independence without trying to silence her. The teaser's mystery makes that possibility even stronger. Notice how no clear male lead was highlighted, no obvious romantic partner stood out. That absence feels intentional. But now let's flip the argument. What if the reason everything feels unclear is because season 5 belongs to Francesca instead? Francesca's storyline carries unfinished tension. After John's death, she was left grieving. Then came Michaela, confident, sharp, and emotionally disruptive in the best way. Their chemistry was subtle but undeniable, and when Michaela left without warning, it did not feel like an ending. It felt like the beginning of something complicated. A Francesca-led season would be bold. It would explore grief, identity, and forbidden love all at once. And let's be honest, Bridgerton thrives on emotional conflict. A same-sex romance in a society that does not openly accept it would create stakes higher than any ballroom scandal. The teaser's darker tone could easily align with Francesca's journey. Her story is not light and playful. It is layered, it is quiet, it is internal, and that makes it powerful. Another detail fans are noticing is the pacing of announcements. Netflix is being unusually secretive about the lead reveal. When previous seasons were announced, we often knew early who the focus would be. This time, they're waiting until filming begins. That delay builds suspense, yes, but it also suggests that the choice might divide the audience. Because no matter what happens, one group of fans will have to wait longer. If Eloise leads season 5, Francesca fans must hold on until season 6. If Francesca leads first, Eloise's long-awaited romance gets postponed again. And after watching her resist love for so long, some viewers may not want to wait any longer. And here's something even more interesting. What if season 5 intertwines both stories? Not equally, but strategically. What if one sibling officially leads, but the other's romantic foundation is built so strongly that season 6 transitions seamlessly? That would explain the teaser's balanced mystery. It does not scream one name, it whispers two. So the real question is not just who leads season 5. The real question is which emotional journey the writer believe the audience is most ready for right now. Eloise learning to surrender to love, or Francesca risking it all for it. Because whichever sister steps forward first, the ton will never be the same.
But here's where things get even more complicated. Because season 5 is not just about romance, it's about power shifts inside the Bridgerton family itself. For the first time,